It's Mohim for Boxing Domination, and today I'm joined by one of my favorite fighters in the whole of bare knuckle scene. He is the BKB World Champion, BKB British Champion. He's also the BYB Police Gazette Champion. Mr. James Connelly joining me. How's it going?
All good, all good. Just had to pull up in the car and remember I've done this interview with you, to be honest with you. I just finished training, like, but yeah, all good, all good.
So you've got your fight coming up. It's the rematch against Smash LT Nelson. There's been a lot of animosity from the very first fight to then the rematch not happening because of the whole round situation, which was a very bizarre ending to it. But now we've finally got it in Wolverhampton next month, under 1 month to go. Can you tell me how's your preparation going, and also a little bit about what actually went on?
Uh, as far as what went on, it wasn't really in Nelson's fault, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like when I found out everything that went on and stuff like that, is well, basically the world title for the BYB is 6 3-minute rounds. You know, and well, obviously it was all signed a contract for 6 3-minute rounds, and he's the champion. So when I got over there, the commission over there wouldn't allow 6 3-minute rounds; will only allow 5 3-minute rounds. So they went to Nelson's team and said, "Would you do the 5 rounds for the world title?" And obviously, and when you look at it right now, they had the right to do what they done. You know what I mean? Like it is integrity of the sport. You know, it's like they won it at 6 3s. I don't want to start mixing up rounds and that. Don't get me wrong. As far as the fight fan is concerned, and me travelling over there, we're going to get a little bit of a hump because everyone wanted to see a fight, and I wanted to fight. But on the technicality side of it, they had a right to do what they done. You know, like. No, I'm not going to put my title on the line for 5 3-minute rounds. I want to put it on for the 6 3. I mean, integrity of the sport and all that. So I get that. So yeah, so that's the reason why it never happened. Yeah, obviously. But as far as preparation, what can I say? Like, I've done an 11-week training camp for the Albuquerque fight. Like, listen, and then I had 2 weeks off, and I come back and now I'm into an 8-week training camp. What is 3 weeks tomorrow to the fight. So I've been in training camp for over 4 months now. So 4 months,
Oh,
over 4 months training camp, and that's like, training twice a day, sparring. I haven't stopped. So at the end of this, when this fight comes along, I would have been in training camp for 19 weeks. So
wow.
yeah, so the preparation's gone. I'm ready to fight, to be honest with you. I was ready to fight then when I was over in Albuquerque, and I just had to come back and I mean, I had the 2 weeks off, well, week and a half off I had, and then let my body sort of calm down a bit, and then get back into training and speed it up now. Everything's full throttle ahead, but I had to get over the sort of it's a bit of a downer. Especially when you get to that point. It was the same sort of thing that happened to my world title fight as well with Churcher, when he got cancelled on the night. Never mind 3 days before. This got cancelled less than 3 hours before my last fight. So I went through that sort of motion before about being drained and down, and we trained for a fight at the end of it, and then the fight is the pinnacle, and then afterwards you can go about your life and that. But I never had that fight at the end of it, so it was one of them really. But yeah, I didn't find I'd get back into training. My fitness was very high anyway, so I just sort of concentrated like getting the fitness even more now, and like now, listen, I can get out of this car right now and just start running 10 miles if I wanted to. Like that's seriously where I'm at with this sort of training. So it only can be good at the end of the day. You're not good getting the fight get cancelled, but it can only be good that we're both in more training camp. It's a big fight for both of us. And I want to perform, so the work gets put in regardless.
You've been in, one of the best fights, I can definitely say. And your only defeats in the sport and the draw as well, which most people thought you won the fight convincingly, were all against top tier opponents, whether the fighters are now in the promotion or not anymore. Your losses have always been either a very close one where the audience felt like, you know what, James had edged it, and some thought James didn't edge it. Now, when you about the cancellation of the fight, when it happened, what was going through your mind in that moment? Because as you said, you've prepped so hard for the fight. You flew over from the UK to America to not basically be able to show what you've put in the training. Like, what goes through your head in that moment? And what was going through your head when I saw that footage?
Well, I was over there. I got over there on the got over there on I think it was Sunday before. Yeah, I got there 10 days before. So I'm over there now. I'm in Jackson Wink Gym. I'm training out in Jackson Wink Gym every day. So and then I've had a little what was it, a little message or something saying about the fight. About James, I think you need to speak to Greg and stuff like that. So obviously we spoke to Greg on the phone. He said, and then obviously he spoke to me and told me what's going on. And this is on I think it was a Tuesday. I'm still trying to make. Well, I'm not trying. I'm making weight. That week was about making weight. So I'm making weight, and then that's come. Oh my god, it felt like someone had died. You know what I mean? Like went down, and then people are saying to me like that. My trainer's saying to me, "So listen, stay on the ball. They're trying to pull stunts here. There's no way they're going to be pulling out this fight and all that sort of stuff." And I was thinking, oh my god, these mind games can work sometimes because you go down like that, especially when you think like the fight's not happening. And especially when making the weight and stuff like that, and being in that fight week over there. So you're going to be in some state of a mind. I think, my head was falling off a little bit, but yeah. And then I stayed on it. And what I showed out there, I still made the weight out there. I made the weight. I'm not supposed to make the weight to the Friday morning. I made the weight on the Wednesday morning. I wanted, because I'm out there, and obviously by the Wednesday, we told that the fight is definitely not happening. And I thought, right, I'm going to stay professional. I still made the weight. I had a video of it, sent that over to the thing. So, listen, I've set my end of the deal over here. I've made the weight. I even went to the public workout. And when I've done the public workout at the Jackson Wink Gym, and the only thing that I didn't do out there is fight. That's the only thing that I didn't do out there. I still made the weight. I still done the public workout. I was still in the gym. I still was around everything and stuff like that. I still went to the fights and stuff like that. So, I was there. The only thing that I didn't do is fight. So, I did take a lot from it other than not fighting, the experience of being out there and making the weight and then coming back. And this time, because you got to realise as well, that camp was over Christmas period. It was a Christmas period where you had everything around me, man. And Quality Street, you want to keep them Quality Street and then Ben and Jerry's ice cream away from me. You know what I mean? Like, to do respect that, I lost a stone. I lost a stone in like, what, 4 or 5 days out there, which wasn't too hard. But, this time I'm not going to be getting to fight week and losing a stone. You know what I mean? No way. So, yeah, it can only be beneficial to someone like me.
One fight I've been calling for more than a year, not just on the channel, but just with all the promoters. I've been saying we should have made James Connelly versus Barry Jones. That's like my fantasy fight. I wanted to see that fight. Obviously, stylistically, it's fantastic. I mean, based on your current style, your current form, your fight with Sweeney, your fight with LT Nelson, your win against Mark Tiffin, just based on the way you perform, it just shows that you're not going to be leaving anytime soon based on the whole performance. Now, Barry Jones fight, I know your focus is right now LT Nelson, but is the Barry Jones fight that can still happen one day? I mean, you know, it's
It's
I
like
just
me.
think it'll be a great fight.
Listen, I like to think I'm at a point in this game right now where I fight when people get to a level. It's not like a case of someone just contacting me and going, "I'd like to fight you. What you saying about that fight?" I'm part of that. I've never ever done that anyway. But you get fights brought to you on levels of where you at in the game. And me, and Barry have to fight each other because we're at top level. Then so be it. But Barry's like, I'm good with Barry. Listen, Barry's proper, and again, I'm close to the Welsh people as it is, especially with Adrian Sheeran and Linfield Valley Boxing Club, all them down there. And I'll try and like when I'm down there, I'll go down there all my training camp. I'm in Wales. I've just come back from Wales last week. I was in there for a full week. A week before that, I was in there for another full week. So I'm close to the Welsh people. So people's like telling me, "Do you want to fight Barry Jones?" I'm thinking, Barry's all right. He's like me going down the road right now. I'm finding a good fighter down the road and going, "What you saying, mate? You want to have a little fight or something like that?" That's how I feel like when it comes to that fight. It's not really a fight that, you know, like there's not a fight I'm trying to chase or something like that. I don't see it as, you know, it's mad. It's weird. Like I never thought like a grievance. Like, oh, I love to fight that fight or get something there. It's really not. But if it comes along and we have to fight, we have to fight. Like that's how we look at it. We're at a high level at the moment. When you look at it, with all due respect to other fighters and that, me and Barry are probably the top names when it comes to the Europe, when it starts coming to this with the BYB and stuff like that under that promotion. We are, we're the
It's
top
not just
fight.
BYB. Like it's within the whole of the sport. You
Yeah,
guys are the
but,
top two guys.
I look at different promotions. There's different promotions. There's a pool of fighters in there. There's a pool of fighters. we're not mixed in with all the BKFC fighters. We're not mixed in with the other bare knuckle fighters. So you can't just say, yo, guess what? We're the best out of this, the best out of that. You don't know. You can say you are. People can believe you are. But you can't see unless you're in a bigger pool, you know. But as far as the pool that I'm in, I'm top of the game. And so is Barry. And then and within Europe, we're the top fighters in there. So, you know, I've got, listen, as far as Barry's concerned, I've got a massive fight in a couple of weeks, you know, and I'll never think about Barry. I never, ever have. To me, it's all about LT Nelson, you know, and LT Nelson did go and beat Barry, you know, so I have to go in there and put a stop to all this now, and it's all on me to go and do it, you know. So the most important thing to me right now is the Nelson fight. I'd never think about Barry, you know what I mean? And I wish him all the luck and fair play for him for coming back after losing to LT in front of his own people and coming back and winning the light heavyweight championship on his next fight after that. I mean, how proud is that? You know what I mean? He came back as a man. He lost the fight, weren't happy about it. He came back and won another world title. It'd been, a couple of months after, you know. So I got a lot of respect for Barry, you know, and it all stayed like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a fight I had to mention because, as a fan's point of view, when I see that fight, I'm like, you know what, that's the fight I want to see. But anyway, when it comes down to the whole fight with LT Nelson and the round situation, of course, I remember, the old BKB fights. It used to be the 5-2s for the British, 7-2s for the world title fights. Do you prefer the 2-minute rounds or 3-minute rounds, for
I don't
the
really care, to be honest with you. You know, that was a lot of, you got to understand, I've done 4 7-round fights against Franco, against Tierney, against
Sweeney?
Sweeney, Churcher. You know, I've been a high level 7-round 2 minute. I've mastered the 2 minute rounds. Like, listen to me, like, oh my God. I remember when I first started bare knuckling, I thought to myself, how the heck was the first ever fight you ever had is 3 2-minute rounds? I thought, how the hell am I going to get for a 3 2-minute round bare knuckle fight without getting my face completely smashed to bits? I was just thinking, how the hell am I going to do it? And then I started obviously improving the stuff. Like I went from 3 rounds, then won the British title at 5 rounds. Then I won the world title at 7 rounds. You know, and before I won the world title at 7 rounds, I'd already done a 7-rounder against Franco. Before I already won the British title against De Castro, I'd already done a 5-round against Smudger Smith. So I was even before I even got to these certain rounds you're supposed to get to by winning or being, like, you know, eligible to fight for the title. I'd already done 5 rounds. I've already done 7 rounds. I've already done the 3. So I've got a lot of experience in this game, you know. So as far as the 2-minute rounds, I mastered them, you know. And then went on to 3-minute rounds. And what have I done now? Listen, I've been sparring. Right now, I'm in training camp. I've just come from Wales last week, and I'm sparring 5-0 pro boxer Hassan Khan, 7-0 pro boxer Jordan Witters. You know, these guys down there, they're quality, mate. You know, so, and I've been doing 3-minute rounds with them against professional pro boxers, you know, who have got fights coming up as well. You know what I mean? Like these 2 boxers here, like one's fighting this Saturday, Hassan Khan, and Jordan's thinks fighting the week after me, or I think the week before me. So I'm in there with guys that doing 3-minute rounds against pro boxers that are in the pro boxing game. You know, that's their game. You know, so yeah, the changeover's been good for me. At the end of the day, it's fitness. At the end of the day, whether it's 2-minute rounds, 3-minute rounds, the smallest fighting combat service, a ring, I'm ready to fight. And that's why the changeover to me was better. Yeah, like, wasn't one really better. I was like, you know, I was okay with it because I looked at it as a fight at the end of the day. It's 3-minute rounds and 2-minute rounds and Trigon and ring. I thought levels had gone up. The Americans have got hold of us. The way they do something sometimes, it makes everything look more like sunshine and rainbows, you know. You know, they put the stuff out and, you know, we always wanted to be over in America and stuff like that. You know, I fought in America twice right now. You know, I've had 12 bare knuckle fights. I've won the British title, the world title, the Police Gazette title. I'm now fighting for the Police Gazette Diamond belts. You know, there's no more belts to be won as far as the promotions that I've been in. So, you know, so yeah, you've got to be ready for it. You know, this you have no luck. You know, I don't go in bare knuckle fights and stuff like that and think, oh, I'm the best and all that. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready. I'm the best me. I don't train for opponents. We find out the style, yes, but at the same time, I've just got to be the fittest I've ever been, the best I've ever been every fight. So 3-minute rounds, 4-minute rounds. You know, I've just literally come from Spencer McCracken's gym right now. We've just done what my fight's 18 minutes altogether, which is 6 times 3 is my next fight. We've just done 18 minutes straight with no break on pads. You know what I mean? These are the things that we're doing to get ready for that sort of stuff. You know, I put myself in that uncomfortable positions that when I do actually come to that post, it's comfortable to me. Yeah, so the changeover was pretty good, and it will separate the men from the boys. You know, some people go, "Oh my god, 3 minute rounds in the smallest fight in combat. I'm not doing it," and a lot of people didn't do the changeover. So it goes to show, it, man. It does separate the men from the boys, but it's tough. But you got to do it.
Definitely shows. And there's a few pointers, I'm going to mention right now. And I would like to sort of kind of ask you like a small advice for some of the up and coming fighters, right? So if you're ready right now. So I made a post on Facebook. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but the problem with the current fight scene, there's three issues. Number one, fighters are wanting more money, especially with how much they're worth. Especially, when they can't sell tickets or they're not willing to put the work in. Second one being they start calling out higher ranked fighters in like disrespectful call outs. It's not
Yeah.
necessary, but they start doing it. They start getting very personal. They make personal comments, which is not necessary and it's unprofessional. And they act surprised when they don't get it because they haven't worked for it. And number three, they expect what they want after having one or two wins. So they'll get like first win, great. They'll get the second win. They'll start to feel like they're basically better than someone who's won a world title or who's been in the sport. Someone like yourself who's been in the sport for so many years, put the work in, been in with the toughest guys, pound for pound best guys, and when it doesn't go their way, obviously they they kind of go down the wrong path. They start being inactive, or they end up losing their next fight or next few fights. I'm sure you've seen that a lot with fighters as well. We spoke about this in the last event that we met as well. What advice would you have for these sort of people? I mean, or for any up and coming fighters?
Listen, do you know what? With everything you just mentioned, then I think if fighters thinking about all of that, I think you need to get into something else. To be honest with you, am I getting paid enough? Am I getting this? Am I getting that? You got to understand. You got to go in there and show your worth first and foremost. With the level that we're at now, it's not like the old BKB where anyone we get put on these shows now. But to get a contract within BYB like I've got now, where you're on a 3 fight deal, you're getting paid. We never had this before. You can't be no Joe Blogs. So your level's got to be shown straight away. Now it starts off with how good are you as a fighter? Because how good are you as a fighter is gonna basically you're gonna get everything from that. How much money you deserve, how many sponsors you get. Like I've got very good sponsors in tech. I've got a few, Ancoa Scaffolding. I hate to keep on mentioning them because my brain goes all fuzzy that time because so many people as far as sponsors. And it's up to you. This is what fighters need to do. They look at BYB as the platform, right? They get their the foot in the door. They're on that. Then it's up to you to be that fighter that you want to be. You train hard, you show people you're doing the training, you're showing the footage. Then you got to look for your own sponsors. Now, you got to insert without the fight, you don't deserve, well, not deserve, shouldn't be getting sponsors. So you get the fight to be able to get the sponsors, to be able to sell the tickets. And it all comes hand in hand. You start getting good sponsors to get money, you can pay for your training camps. But it all boils down to how much do you want it? Who are you as a fighter? Now, you can't believe if you're just going on about 2 runs a week and you're just in the gym and then you're expected to get called to get any opportunities, you're not. You're not definitely not in this game. That's how it works. People, to be honest with you, I think fighters look at it like they work for someone. I mean, I don't work for no one. I work for myself when it comes to this fighting game. I don't call them boss and I work for them. I don't. You're given an opportunity. Once the opportunity is done, then we're all making money together. It's not like the company's not making money through my fights and stuff like that. This is the whole aim of it, But then it's up to you for you to go out there and make money as well, like the sponsorships, the ticket sales. You get a ticket deal, which you can earn money off that. Then you get the sponsorship. You know what I mean? I get listen. I get sorted out with my sponsors. You know what I mean? Like to the point where it's, mate, you can half live off the dough. You can't live off that money. And then you get paid, and then the levels that you show, i.e., fighting for a world title, with beating that person, moving up, will also get you opportunities. Then you get more money, for the better fights you get. So it boils down to who are you as a fighter. You're not going to be an excellent fighter getting crap money. You're not. But the people that's asking for all this haven't shown. Like you're saying, like people with disrespectful call outs and people saying they're worth more. If they're asking that question, They're not showing who they are. They're not. Because because you got to understand the level that they're at now, man. These promoters, they want to keep it. They want to keep hold of it, especially with this BKFC now. They're trying to weaken people's businesses by taking other people's fighters. I mean, they would have loved to take Sweeney. I mean, you got to understand these bare knuckle companies how they work. If they take fighters off people, then they're disabling their business. But it's just like fighters like me, Barry. You got the Dan Podmores, the Smudger Smiths, all these other fighters that we carried on and moved over and kept the level up here. You know, but yeah, I think the fighters need to look within themselves and just graft and work. And look at me, man. If you see my social media, I train nearly every single day, and I show people that I train. The sponsors want to see that. If they're giving you money and helping you out and stuff like that, you got to they want to be seeing you train. You can't be a recluse in your house and that, just going runs and not showing that run. You want to show people that you're doing 5 mile and you want to show people that you're training hard because then they see it, they want to buy a ticket. Then obviously the sponsors see it and gone, that's the reason why I give them money. Listen, I could tell you stories where sponsors have given me £5,000. Do you think I could find the sponsor for a picture? Literally, James, yeah, boom, boom, Anthony, boom, put the money in my bank account and I'm trying to contact the sponsor. I can't get a picture with him or nothing. Nah, and do you know what that boils down to? Just like they saw me train, they saw me hard, they saw how I could change my life around. Yo, James, that's for you, that is. And I can't get hold of them. I've had sponsors give me money and say, don't worry about putting the logo on there. It's for you, that is. And what do you think that comes from? It's not just me just hiding my training footage and stuff like that. That's just showing everyone what I'm doing. I'm training every day. Go and check my stories now. You'll see that I've just been in Spencer McCracken's, And the sponsors will wake up in the morning and go, fair play to him. People that buy a ticket, I want to see this guy fight. I want to see him. I see how hard he trains. I want to see what the outcome is. How much is the ticket? And exactly, I've done what? Close to £10,000 worth of tickets on this fight already. And we've still got 3 weeks to go. Tables are £1,000 each. I've done about 7 of them. You know what I mean? This is, and it's all comes from the training. That's just like, and my fights. If I would have went in, I've had 12 bare knuckle fights now. If I would have had the first 3 and I wouldn't have got the results or anything like that, or look shit, and I'm not training hard for them, which I've always done since day one, then how can you expect people to invest in you? So all them questions come from someone that ain't doing that. That's how I look at it. Moaning, asking this. No top fighter right there at the moment, man, especially this BYB, is asking them questions. They're not. It's only the ones that are not putting up the work, expecting more than they're giving in. You know what I mean? Expect like not to show training and expect sponsors just to give them money because they say they're good. That's it. I'll show my strength and conditioning sessions. I'll show my sprints. I'll show everything, man. People say to me, flipping out, James, you make me tired watching you. I said, mission accomplished then. Mission accomplished. Because, I put the work in where I don't want to do a 5 mile run and not tell people I've done that 5 mile run. It's boring because it complements everything. Just as I say, the sponsors look at it. People go, I can't wait for Connelly. Can't wait for this fight. I see him train. I see him running at 11 o'clock at night. I see him straight up again in the morning doing strength and conditioning. I don't stop. You know what I mean? Do you know what that boils down? That's not for them. That's for me. Because when it comes to that bell, when the first bell goes, I've got no excuses. That's what I do. And with me being that person, i.e., wanting to be the fighter, it complements everything. Whereas I train hard because I don't want to get my head smashed in. I try and learn every single day so I don't get my head smashed in. And with all that and me showing it, now the fight, people want to invest in me, sponsorship. People want to come and buy tickets off him for the fight. People get engaged with it because of what I'm doing. Because I want to be. Listen, my aim is to be top level fights, which I have since day one. No smack talk, not coming in with a stupid attitude, trying to run people down and that. Coming in, training like a demon and fighting hard every time. That is my motto with the truth. Like there's no lies in me, man. I don't say I've done 5 miles when I haven't run 5 miles. I do it. I also got it on my watch where I can get the GP on it and I still slap it on my stories and go, now, Connelly's doing smashing these 5 miles out. That is how people get engaged, but it boils down to who you are as a fighter, And look, you never saw me moan about DKB. You never saw me put mad posts out, slagging them off and talking they ain't paid me enough, Cause I was a nobody at the start as far as this bare knuckle go game. I still had to have my first fight. I never fought for 9 years. I never had a fight for 9 years before I started bare knuckling in 2018. I was out the game of fighting. Obviously I've been a naughty person. And in turn, when I come out of there, I end up doing the fighting. And look now, I had to be that one and a half at 12, man, and been through the mill of it, and and it ain't come out, it ain't come out, and that's what it is really. So all them questions that you ask from someone that's actually not doing what they should be doing. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. So that's why you never hear me come out with any of them questions or moan or anything like that, because it's serious, serious businesses. And as I say, that's what I try and swallow, because you only got yourself to blame. You know, your training would show you what to do and that. But when it comes to that bell going, it's on you. And I've always knew that since day one. And that's why I've got the resume that I've got. And I've got the name that I've got in this sport from hard work. And that's it.
Thank you. That's, I think, one of the best ways to put in it. And you put the words in together a lot better than I actually even imagined, to be fair. It's just fighters are always looking for shortcuts. You see past fighters or even current fighters, they're always looking for shortcuts. But anyway, we'll put them to the side and we're going to focus a bit more into some of the sponsors you mentioned and your training as well. I remember, when you went to fight Mark Tiffin in America. Um, I remember at a time you just flew over there and talking about, putting the training footages up. You were around this beautiful fountain and you done, a bit of shadow boxing around the fountain. I don't know if you remember. So that was good bit of content, you put up as well. So that sort of shows the people, what, James is still putting in the work. It may not be as intense, but he's still putting in the work, rather than, staying relaxed and sort of taking it as a holiday. He's
I never
taking it
did.
seriously.
Every time I've been to America, I go out there and train. And that one, when you see the fighting one, that was in Jacksonville, Florida. I went out there for a press conference. I was with Scott McHugh, and everyone was going, "Are you coming out for a little drink?" I said, "No way." Like, I'm just training. And then while I'm out there, I got the fight for Tiffin. That was 4 weeks later in New Orleans. So, yeah, like, listen, there's got one shot at this game. It's going to be over. This is not going to last forever. And I'm not going to be sitting there when it is over and think I shoulda, woulda, coulda, and all that sort. I don't have to feel that. So let's do it now. This ain't gonna last forever. We ain't gonna be fighting into our 50s and stuff like. You know what I mean? It's gonna be over, and I can look back at what I've done, the grind. I'm knackered now. Look at me now. I'm not long come back from training. I'm still in freaking half ski pants I got on. You know what I mean? Like, all my wet clothes are still down there and stuff like that. So, it is hard, it is grinding, but like, as I say, I'm not going to be the person that goes in there and let people start putting their hands on me and stuff like that, and then be sitting there or like, I should have done this and I would have done that. The work's got to get put in now, man, and don't wait for no one to come and tap you on your back or someone to come and save you. No one's coming to save you in this sport. When that bell goes, mate, everyone's helped you as far as they can help you, but it's all on you. And that's the mentality you've got to have in this game, and it will take you far in this game being like that, because when you're not looking for help, when you're looking for outside influences to try and sort you out, and you're looking and you only look at yourself, you'll find a lot more answers in yourself. You know what I mean?
Now, as we get to sort of like the end of the interview, I know you're really tired as well.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, my first time seeing you fight was in London, and then you've had your incredible fight in Wolverhampton. Then you've fought in America as well. What would you say has been your favorite venue to fight in? And if you could fight maybe somewhere before you retire, where would it be?
Well, I won't say, well, I've done the O2, but Miami, Florida, when I fought there against Nelson, our first fight against Nelson, I got the fight of the year for that one. Pleased to get fight of the year. I got into the Hall of Fame for that one. So that there, being in Miami, Florida, and going down Sunset Boulevard, and being at Miami Beach and all that sort of stuff, man, was unreal, man. Where I like to fight in Vegas. I like to fight in LA. These sort of places I like to fight. Yeah, they'll be the best places there. The Las Vegas and stuff. I have a big show in Las Vegas. I don't care. I don't care if it was in some rundown hotel down the road, but as long as it's in Las Vegas, I'll take that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's incredible.
Favorite,
James,
Miami.
what's that, sorry?
The favorite one is obviously Miami. Like,
I was expecting you to say MSG, the Madison Square Garden.
yeah, but you know what? I'm just a realist.
Yeah.
You got to understand. Yeah, I'm just a realist. Like, am I going to get to the point where this is going to be Madison Square Garden and I'm going to fight? No. I have fought in New Orleans as well. That was great. New Orleans, where Little Wayne comes from and stuff like that, man. And hearing their accents over there is different than Miami sort of side of it. So yeah, I've had some great experience in this bare knuckle. You know what I mean? It's been crazy, man. Like, I never thought, as I say, when I started bare knuckle in 2018, I wouldn't have got in America, you know what I mean, as far as visa issues and stuff like that. But look at now, I've been there 4 times because of bare knuckle, and I fought there twice because of bare knuckle. You know what I mean? So, and it's good. It's good.
We'll definitely, try and give a shout out to your sponsors, but you've got so many, so we can try and fit them in, or we can try and fit them in the screen, whichever one you prefer.
Well, Intech, Naturewood. That's what I'm saying, bro. I need a list of this stuff. Try and cut this out. Let me try and get it right.
Yeah.
I'd like to pick up my sponsors out there. Intech, Adam Powell, DH Fitness, Nature Wolf CBD. Fucking hell, man.
You
Do you
know
know
what,
what?
James? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's grab this part out, and what I'll do is I'll basically put a screen up with all the sponsors' names.
You, I ain't got all the logos though. You know what I mean? It's
All
like
right.
it's a nightmare, mate. I swear to God, my head falls off. And if I name 5 of them, like, I almost got 4 of them off there.
Yeah.
Fucking right. Listen, I've got about 10 sponsors. And I've got them all, mate. 10 sponsors, thousands of pounds continuously. Buy me on, mate. Do you want that? Do you want that? I've got one that's in Wales that hasn't even got a business, mate. Just keeps on giving me £1,000 every time I go there.
Right.
So I don't want to not mention them and then
Mm.
mention other ones. You know what I'm trying to say? And I don't know how to mention them. What am I supposed to say? You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong. They're all on my kit anyway and stuff like that. And I always give them separate shout outs. So let's just cut the sponsors out, something like that, man.
But you know what? That's going to be an incredible night in March between James Connelly as he looks to making another mark in his legacy in the bare knuckle game as he fights Smash LT Nelson for the rematch. It's been a very there's been a lot of animosity. We talk about Chris Eubank and Conor Benn. We should mention James Connelly and Smash LT Nelson. That's who we should mention. James, before I let you go, do you have any message for anyone out there or maybe your opponent?
Nah, just to LT, let's have a good fight. And I can't wait to be honest with you, and the team. And I understand what happened as far as the cancellation of the fight. You know, we ain't stupid, I ain't naive. You know what I mean? I understand the situation. And everyone who's bought a ticket, thank you very much. Everyone who's bought a ticket, it's gonna be a night to remember, and it's gonna be absolutely bumping in there. So get ready for the rematch.
And that's James Connelly for Boxing Domination. Thank you.